Hello everyone, here are the latest market news on February the 12th, 2020. U.S. judge approves merger of T-Mobile and Sprint. U.S. federal judge Victor Marrero approved the merger of two American mobile communication giants late Tuesday, rejecting arguments that T-Mobile's $26.5 billion takeover of Sprint would mean less competition and higher phone bills. Though the deal still needs a few more approvals, T-Mobile expects to close it as early as the 1st of April. Once that happens, the number of major U.S. wireless companies would decrease from 4 to 3. T-Mobile said that the deal would benefit consumers as it becomes a stronger competitor to the larger Verizon and AT&T. The deal would also create a new but smaller competitor as satellite TV company Dish pledged to build a next-generation 5G cellular network. Turkey receives support from U.S. against Syria. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is getting rare support from the U.S. as he prepares to announce new steps against Russian-backed forces loyal to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad on Wednesday. Turkey is trying to push back forces loyal to Assad as part of an effort to thwart the fall of Idlib and prevent a new wave of refugees. Turkey already hosts the world's largest number of Syrians who escaped the war. Furthermore, 12 Turkish soldiers were killed by Syrian artillery fire in recent days. That was one of the reasons why U.S. Secretary of State Michael Pompeo took actions to coordinate steps to respond to this destabilizing attack. Pompeo said James Jeffrey, the U.S. envoy for Syria engagement, and its special representative to the global coalition to defeat Islamic State to Turkey with a promise of assistance before talks with the country's government. Stocks rise amid decrease of coronavirus cases. Global stock markets advanced on Wednesday as drop in new coronavirus cases boost investor confidence along with hopes that the worst phase of new China's virus left behind. The number of new cases in Hubei, the province at the epicenter of the outbreak, was marked at 1,068 on Tuesday, the lowest figure of new infections since January the 31st. Amid this, MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan increased 0.9%, while Chinese shares traded 0.41% higher. Shares in Hong Kong surged 0.9% to a 3-week high, while Australian shares added 0.47%, and Japan's Nikkei stock index soared 0.53%. European contracts also were up, with Eurostoxx 50 futures gained 0.05%. German DAX futures rose 0.08%, and FTSE futures were 0.13% higher. US stock futures rose 0.22% in Asia on Wednesday. The S&P 500 and the tech-heavy Nasdaq inched to their second consecutive closing high on Tuesday. Oil extends gains amid hopes on stronger demand. Oil prices continued to rise on Wednesday as fall in new coronavirus cases maintains investor hopes that fuel demand in the world's second-largest oil consumer may begin to recover. International benchmark Brent crude futures jumped $1.12 or 2.1% to $55.13 per barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate soared 74 cents or 1.5% to $50.68 a barrel. Meanwhile, data from industry group, the American Petroleum Institute, showed that U.S. crude inventories rose by 6 million barrels in the week to February the 7th to 438.9 million barrels, beating analyst expectations for an increase of 3 million barrels.